I should have been there. I could have helped her. I walked away.
You didn't walk away, Daryl.
Hey, it's not on you. You've been back with us here. Now, that's everything.
Stop thinking that every time you lose someone, it's because of you, something you did wrong. You don't need to do that.
I ain't gonna stop looking. Not ever. I went out looking for something and all I found was trouble.
Who'd you lose?
My brother. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do anymore. So that ain't like how it was before. What happened? How was I?
It's like you were a kid.
Just let me play.
Now you're a man.
The evolution of Daryl Dixon is one of the best I have seen in any TV show. In The Walking Dead, Daryl goes from a quieter redneck brother to a true survival specialist who will stop at nothing to keep his post-apocalyptic family safe. In today's video, I'm going to be going over some of the reasons why I believe fans love the character of Daryl Dixon so much, and how this beautifully written character, even in The Walking Dead's most wobbly moments, was always there to steady the ship. So join me as we delve into the character of Daryl Dixon. Daryl Dixon embodies the term lone wolf. He's an independent, resilient character who initially prefers solitude. However, he grows close to the group, and it's this transformation from a true outsider to a vital member of the group that gives the character a lot of depth. He isn't forced in our faces and made to be a quote-unquote fan favourite. He earns this status through the tough decisions he has to make on the show, and also the genuine love he has from fans. And the gradual progression from a supporting character all the way into essentially the main character is something we rarely see executed this well in television. Another reason I think fans really gravitate towards Daryl is his tragic backstory. Daryl grew up in the mountains of northern Georgia. He had neglectful redneck parents, as his father abused the family and his mum was a chain smoker. Merle, his older brother, was the only person he really looked up to. However, when he got sent to a juvenile detention unit due to dealing drugs, Daryl was left all by himself, which is the reason Daryl is such a capable human, as he had to do everything for himself. In many ways, the apocalypse made Daryl. Unlike many others who lost everything due to the outbreak, Daryl actually gained from the apocalypse. For the first time in his life, he had a family and a sense of belonging, which I think fans can really sympathise with. It's a truly tragic but warming backstory, and fans enjoy the fact that Daryl doesn't just reveal everything about himself up front. They're drawn to the layers of this character as they unfold over time. Daryl's rough edges mixed with his loyalty and protective instincts make him the perfect anti-hero. He's not flawless, but that's what makes him compelling. He's just so raw and real and constantly evolving, and this makes him realistic. He's not a two-dimensional character. He is extremely human and has unwavering loyalty to the people he loves. And the actor Norman Reedus brings an authenticity and charm to the character, making him relatable and captivating. His intense but yet often subtle performance has made Daryl a standout character and is a huge reason to his popularity within the show. And although Daryl at times is a morally grey character, despite living in this brutal world, Daryl holds a strong sense of right and wrong. His moral code is evident, and his unwillingness to betray friends or to make compromises that hurt others make him reliable and trustworthy to other characters, and therefore allows him to form strong and meaningful relationships that the audience get invested in. Take his relationship with Rick, for example. Daryl's bond with Rick is one of the most cherished relationships in the whole series. Their friendship is built on mutual respect, loyalty, and a brother-like bond. Daryl stands by Rick through thick and thin and acts as his right-hand man. When watching these two on screen, they are so badass and the chemistry is obvious. You feel like no matter what situation they are both in, as long as they are together, they will figure it out somehow. And I cannot wait for the eventual reunion of these two iconic characters. Daryl is one of the most resourceful and capable survivors we meet in the whole show. His prowess with a crossbow, his hunting ability, and his ability to navigate the post-apocalyptic landscape, and all of these factors just make Daryl's character insanely cool. Oh, and also did I mention he rides a motorcycle? Daryl is a character we would all like to imagine we would be like if the apocalypse truly did happen, even if deep down we know that's not true. Daryl is one of the first people we see truly grasp how to survive this new world, and his character, I believe, can only really be compared to Nick Clark from Fear the Walking Dead in terms of resourcefulness and adaptability. So in essence, Daryl Dixon is the perfect survivor, but he didn't just have it, he learned it over time, and his character development felt real as we all watched Daryl Dixon turn from an isolated boy to a man who can lead. And it's this evolution which is inspiring and extremely well written over the course of 11 seasons. Daryl isn't a perfect hero. He makes mistakes, he struggles with his emotions, and he carries the scars of the past. Fans connect with his imperfections because they make him more human and relatable. He's not your typical idolized hero, but rather someone who grows through his flaws and overcomes the obstacles put in his way. This kind of relatability is rare within shows, as often characters are painted out to be these perfect people. Daryl struggles immensely with loss and often blames himself for it. His continuous grieving and battle with self-deprivation are realistic reactions to the horrors he has to face. And the dynamic between himself and his brother Merle show a complex and realistic depiction of brotherly love. Although the two brothers fight and argue, they will ultimately do anything for the other person, and it's very touching. Also, it's refreshing to see a completely platonic relationship between himself and Carol, as often in shows like this, characters get coupled up. But I like the fact that they are basically family and the show never forces them into a relationship, as it would have just been so cliche. In conclusion, Daryl Dixon is a deeply complex character whose progression felt gradual and realistic, and his lone wolf persona is mixed in with some real moments of vulnerability, helping the audience to not just relate but root for the character. Daryl Dixon is also a character exclusive to the TV show, as he doesn't actually appear in the comics, which I think also helps, as people who read the comics could kind of guess the outcomes of most characters in the TV show due to their comic book counterparts. But with Daryl, he was a true mystery, and even the most loyal fans had no idea what was going to happen to this character, at least in the early to mid seasons, as we'd never seen him before. I think all of the reasons I have mentioned culminate into one of the best written TV show characters in recent history. Daryl Dixon has always been a bright light within the show and is truly an amazing character, and Norman Reedus does a phenomenal job managing to bring to life one of the most unique characters ever written. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I held a poll to let you guys decide who you wanted me to cover in today's video, and Daryl Dixon won. However, I have also been getting a lot of requests to cover Beth, so I will be covering her very soon, don't you all worry. But please do hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed. We are well on the way to hitting the 5k mark, so please do try and help me reach that milestone. But I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.